This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
It looked like the running game kind of got going there. What opened up here this past Saturday?
It's the offensive line. The coaching staff came with us with a real good game plan. We were really prepared to go into Louisiana's game, but when it came down to it, the offensive line did everything they were asked to do and more. They had a surge pretty much every play. Pullers were amazing. They were kicking guys out, and they made my path easy.
Dontae, hearing that about the offensive line, how much did you guys work on run blocking here this past week?
Oh, well, we worked on it every day this past week, focusing a lot on the double teams, especially on the interior three. We felt going into the game we could really move these guys around in the run game with the double blocks and the combination blocks, so we worked on that a lot.
Pass protection, you still feel like that there's some things to work on there?
Yeah, we've definitely got some things to shore up in the pass protection, but the bright side of that is it's nothing too dramatic that we have to fix. Just a few things here and there, but we know the importance of pass protection. We know if you put something on film, if you put a weakness on film, the team you play the next week will try to exploit that. But we'll do some minor fixes this week and shore up the pass protection going in for Buffalo.
For both of you guys sitting here 0-2 now at this point, what kind of sense of urgency is there here this week? Dontae, start with you.
Well, we're not going to panic, that's for sure. We're in a situation right now where we got to figure out a way to win, and we've got the formula. If you look at the film and watch the game, there's just one or two guys or one or two things that are out of place. It's nothing too dramatic. It's something we can fix, minor details. So there's no panic on the team right now, but there is a sense of urgency that we've got to fix those minor details and get it back going to where we know we can play at the level we can play.
Yeah, we definitely know that we can play better than we have been the past 2 weeks, but bright spot is that we've been getting better every single day and every single week since we started together. Like Dontae said, just fixing the little things and making sure that we're all together and all in unison and we're all on the same page. That's all it's going to take, and we'll come out with a victory.
Frankie, you said you and Dontae came in same time. What's he meant on the offensive line as a guy who his first year rotated center, both guard positions, and has been a stalwart there at right guard the last few years?
Dontae has been everything for this offense since he's gotten here. We kind of joke a lot, but he's been a role model for me personally. He comes to work every day, and you're going to get the same Dontae every day, and that's 110%. He's a hard worker, and you're just going to get the best out of him every time. So he's meant everything for this offense and for the offensive line.
Dontae, Sam Gregg called you a second coach on the field. He said if a point needs to get across, you're going to make it, and the guys listen to you. Where has that sense of leadership developed for you? Has it been over time, or has it been something that's been ingrained in you since you can remember?
I think it's something that developed in me a while ago. Since I've been here, we've had a few guys I've looked at as role models. Maybe you remember Jonathan Burgess, a guy I modeled pretty much everything after offensive line coach we had at the time. He was an extension of him, and I looked at that as a great way to lead the team, and whatever Coach Gregg or Coach Freeze wants to be pointed out to the team, I feel that it's my obligation to get it at least to the offensive line and the offense.
You've had some pretty good offensive line coaches here, from Dennis Wagner, Aaron Stam, and now with Sam Gregg. What have they imparted to you and that you've taken the most and put forward onto the field, so that way not only you become a better player, but you can become an extension of them on the field and help the entire unit excel?
I'd say the most important part is toughness. Dennis Wagner was probably one of the toughest coaches I've ever had, but he coached with love, and that was something he hammered. Coach Stam used to always say, you want to be somebody else can count on, and Coach Greg tells us every day we got to come ready to work. Men go to work, and I think toughness is the most important part of being an offensive lineman. And every day you go to work, each game it's a new opponent each week, and it's a dogfight. It's a street fight every week. So you got to be tough and be able to adjust. And I think all three of those guys, Coach Wagner, Coach Stam, and Coach Greg, have put that in my mind and hammered that in my mind.
Frankie said in training camp that the starting five is the closest knit unit he has ever seen on a team, with the way the camaraderie, the bond, the brotherhood that you guys have. With that unit, is it disappointing to see the struggles you've had early on? And is that something that as a group that you guys are working to make sure everything gets solidified and you guys can be the core group that really gets this train moving?
Yeah, we know we haven't played up to our potential yet. You know, like I said earlier, it's just minor things that can be fixed and the issue can be cured. But we're a close-knit unit, and when somebody messes up, we get on each other. Oftentimes before Coach Greg may have the opportunity to, and you know, we take it personal when the quarterback gets sacked in a game 8 or 9 times, or we can't get positive rushing yards. So we take it upon ourselves, and we'll get it fixed, and I'm confident. We've had some down times here before as a unit, and you know, we vowed to never go back to that, and that's the plan.
Frankie, what happened on that run that you broke through for the touchdown, and what were your thoughts when it kind of opened up and you just had to race to the end zone?
The guys, like I said before, the guys opened it up. You know, it parted like the Red Sea, and that was due to the offensive line. You know, they got a great push, a great surge with Dontae and Tom and Sam on the right side. And then, you know, Damian Bounds came in and he finished the play off for me. So when I saw the green grass, it was time to open up, which is something that I haven't been able to do in a while now, and you know, it felt great, and it felt great to celebrate with my teammates, and I'm thankful for this offensive line.
2,000 rushing yards now in your career. You know, what does an achievement like that mean to you?
It means that I've had amazing coaches and amazing players around me, like Dontae, Duff, who have been there since day one and who have been everything for me and my success. You know, the coaches have come up with, you know, great game plans for us to be successful, but you know, the offensive line and the tight ends and fullbacks and the wide receivers have executed. It's made my job pretty easy.
When you guys look and see that Buffalo had Penn State trailing at halftime, Dontae, first for you, then Frankie, what kind of a challenge is that going to be for you guys this weekend?
Well, we know that Buffalo is a tough team, very physical team, got a lot of tough guys, but you know, we're confident in our ability, what we bring to the table. I know offensively up front, physicality, and like I mentioned earlier, we'll fix those minor mistakes in the pass protection. We'll be ready.
Yeah, Buffalo is gonna be another good opponent, and they're coming into our house, so you know, we have to protect our house. You know, like I mentioned before, you know, there are guys on our team that know, you know, players on Buffalo's team and vice versa. So, you know, we have a pretty good thought process going into this game and knowing the players and their scheme. Now it's just about executing.